And we're on.
Are we?
Yes.
Good day and salutations, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Togetherwerole.
Yay! Ask me to do the countdown again. I dare you.
I'm never letting you do the countdown again.
Now, next time we got to add symbols, phrases, and movie quotes.
Colors, textures.
I'll do it in interpretive dance.
Okay, so let's
Stay tuned for that DVD extra.
Grimmill, thank you very much for the art, followed by JD Art. I did it! For also adding the art for these two individuals, Quinn and Vic.
Benedict.
It's been a while.
Yes, well, I almost said Drake because of the other one, but no.
Yeah. Surprise, surprise. We got something coming.
Yeah, yes.
Way to spoil. Like, clearly, we're not up on the concept of surprise.
Right next to a big steaming bowl of foreshadowing.
No, we're like a bunch of kids with a bunch of candy or a $5 bill. It's like, I got money! Apart from that, RPG Elements. They have awesome shit. Go check them out, alright? Apart from that, I think it's, yes, you want to talk about it, but you've already kind of divulged the information.
No, I didn't. All I said, well, whatever. Anyway.
Cue the intro!
Yes, and watch. It's been updated, folks. It's got our newest pieces of art and a little surprise at the end. So stick around.
Took us long enough.
Back. Hi everyone. I hope you like our utterly updated. There we go.
It's like a cow with a boob job. It's utterly updated.
Ouch. Not to jump in that barbed wire fence.
Thank you, Father, for going through the extreme hassle of updating the art pics for our introduction.
Oh, man, labor of love, man.
It really is.
It's long overdue, and I'm really glad we finally got all our new character art into the introduction for our current cast.
Mm-hmm.
So.
But without further ado, let's get a little bit of recap, because it has been a while for us. 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
I don't know.
It's been a month.
It's been a minute.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
Last time we left our intrepid adventurers.
Shit, we left our intrepid adventurers.
Yes.
We forgot something.
We left him in Barstow.
After returning and being invested for Eck, you returned to the Forge City, did the whiteboard of what to do next.
If you haven't seen that episode, go watch it now. We'll wait.
Oh my god.
Eventually, you boil it down to Shadowfell and go pierce the heart of a sparkly douchebag in the Shadowfell.
Wannabe demigod.
Sure.
Two factions, both alike in villainy, in the Shadowfell, where we lay our scene.
As you are now currently, you met the diplomat through a portal that was based in the Forge City, traveled to the Cold-Out Dynasty to their spire that seemed to never cease in its advance towards the heavens. As you met a beholder. A beholder
who sucks at archery.
Sucks at archery. That immediately challenged thee to a battle of wits, or some sort of sports-based game. because physical
That's
conflict.
okay. I'm reading my notes going, an archery contest. When the hell did that happen?
That was Quinn being like,
Right.
sure.
Research division. Labby Quicks.
As it's been a month, I actually need to remember this fucker's name.
And then my
Labby
next
Quicks.
note is
Labby
Astral
Quicks, thank you.
Dreadnought's head.
Oh yes, remember that. The
Sorry, what?
Astral Dreadnought's head. I remember that.
Oh yes, and after defeating him, Quinn, barely breaking a sweat with various complex challenges through archery that you have been
Complex.
challenged to. Actually, you named what the challenge
He
would be.
offered the challenge, I named the sport.
And he accepted those terms. And he kept rolling 1s and 2s, even though he has like a plus 13. It's like, yeah,
Still wasn't going to get there.
no. And then you went to the Beholder's, Beholder's Vault, is what he described it. Lobby Quicks use out of, not really necessity, but accidental gathering, was able to be somewhat of a owner of a unique situation that allowed him to call his vault the Astral Dreadnought's head. Still attached to the body, but still, you guys entered with little to no hesitation, as memories are trying to come back after a month-long break, and you went through a unique portal known as the Door of
Continuum.
Continuum. Thank you.
Continuum.
And you entered the Shadowfell.
And then we fought some undead things.
Specifically, Nicholas's home. Though not much time passed before the local denizens decided to give you a proper Raven Queen's welcome, or something of that fashion, as you had to handle a bunch of undead, and specifically one nasty specter, along with its entourage of mummified ice zombie things that kept freezing up every time they got hit with melees, and nearly froze a couple of our melee builds
I seem to
in
remember
place.
Sparks hitting one
With
another one.
With another one.
Slashed through one, broke that one, slashed another one, got stuck, so clobbered one with the other one.
And then it froze to that one.
As one does.
Yes.
Now it's
Naturally.
like the arm just.
It was just a good thing that you didn't get stage stuck, because it would have crawled up the arm and everything.
With a well-timed firebolt.
Yes. But as that happened, as you guys are gathering your senses, licking your wounds a little bit, I don't think it was too much of a, in terms of woundage.
Not a whole lot.
Not a whole lot, but
For some reason, X still kept trying to lick everyone's wounds.
Oh.
it's how he says thank you. Turtle tongue. Yeah. With that, how would you like to progress?
Have we never, ever made a Turtle Tower joke?
I don't think so.
I think it's about to
But-
happen.
It's funny when you say that, Vedic. When I was leaving our
Don't.
yes, when we
no.
yes, I'm going to yes, my new book. When we were leaving the Forge Nation, I found this little bookshop.
You gave him a book.
And so I really want to be like you, and I figured I could do it by learning to read. So why shouldn't you kick Autoluke in the junk?
It was a...
Who?
Autoluke. He's like more.
He's got a
than-
zillion spheres.
Hey, you've read this book.
I just had to think about it.
What?
Autoluke's resilient spheres.
Autoluke's resilient
It's apparently a wizardly joke
That's
thing. Yes.
you'd have to be a wizard.
With that, as you're doing that, we have a little bit of a flashback towards when Quinn
Oh, I'm
was
having
dropping.
flashbacks, all right.
Yeah. Quinn,
flashing.
he decided to buy a bunch of arrows.
PTSD, not flashbacks.
You-
Whoa, arrows!
Yes, bunch of arrows. Which you decided to buy all of them. I'm going to read every single one as I hand them to you.
Okay.
The arrow of blinding. Dave,
Yes!
be ready.
I'm blind!
Smoking arrow. Nobody got Arrow of illusion.
What?
It's not really an arrow.
Grease arrow.
Grease arrow.
Drum-
It's grease lightning!
Venom fume arrow.
Wasn't me, I swear.
Sorry, that was me.
Choking cloud arrow.
Oh, that was also me.
Rope arrow.
The grease one
It's
was...
just you.
Net arrow.
That's much better.
Clockwork quiver.
Clockwork quiver.
Why does it tick?
It's ticking.
Frostbite arrow.
Cold.
Left it.
Fire steel arrow.
Hot.
Barbed arrow. You're the one that made me.
What do you got?
Well, they're out of carrying arrows.
Thunder seer arrow. You son of a bitch! I had
What is
every
arrow?
single one of these.
Undersea arrow. I'm like, you gotta.
Tracer arrow.
Tracer arrow.
So you can find it.
Flame arrow.
Hot.
How's that different from the burning
Boxing
seal?
glove arrow. We're almost there. We're about halfway through.
Cupid
Glass
wants-
arrow.
Boxing glove arrow? Like,
Yes.
oh my.
Corkscrew arrow.
It doesn't play a great
It's for opening wine on the
distance.
And the last one, fragmentation grenade arrow.
That's just a frag grenade on the tip.
You've seen what it is. I think it's one of the Zelda games where you can take the bomb and just tie it to the end of one of your arrows.
I mean, you're not that far off. It's a little smaller because,
That cannot fly correctly.
it's still fucking... No, it doesn't.
It's like the Acme grab bag.
Now, the boxing glove arrow is actually just a steel fist at the tip of it.
We call it a boxing glove arrow.
Yeah.
What's boxing? It stuns people.
Hey, why was the druid arrested for trying to summon crows?
Attempted murder.
See, you've read this before.
Please keep undercutting.
I'm gonna get one.
I read like 2 pages of it.
Aren't I funny?
Looking.
Oh, well, it's a start. It's a start. Well, now that we're...
So, as this was happening on, there's a little bit of recap of where you are. As you guys are currently over a bridge that's going from one crevasse over another crevasse of ice, snow, and surprisingly sharpened rock with all of this. As a gentle, not gentle wind, but a gentle sleet is starting to fall with the wind starting to pick up. There's different levels of sleet.
No. See, I'm just imagining there's a snowdrift and there's a pair of golden horns and a golden tail going
Yeah, like
like a muppet. Like
I was thinking like R2-D2 in the swamp and like,
exactly.
But he's looking at his tail. How he's doing it.
very carefully. Don't ask which hole he's looking through.
Which one? His nose?
Oh no, you totally just drew an eyeball.
Minor illusion.
You do see the tracks of that rather not decrepit, but that hollowed woman of blue skin and wrapped
The
cloth.
hag.
The hag, yes.
Shriveled,
You were
shriveled,
talking about that,
frigid
okay.
hag.
Yes,
For a second
that
there.
is going off in a direction that you are currently not heading towards. Nicholas seems to know where to head towards, but is not heading towards a, well, at least as far as the rest of you, especially for a trained eye of landscapes, this rather foreboding high altitude climb that is nothing described less than as freehand rock climbing, if you decided to go there.
Yes!
But Nicholas seems to be going in a different direction.
Oh, I want to do rock climbing.
You can, I'm not.
I'm saving that for another day.
How would you wish to progress? As the snow is starting to, or the sleet is starting to fall a little heavier, and it's getting colder, but you guys are
On the
able to take care of it.
I'm changing my nickname to Baskin Robbins. I now have 31 flavors of aspirin.
This is your fault.
I actually just thought of a joke, a D&D based joke that is so horrible I'm actually ashamed of it.
Okay, alright.
I want to hear it.
What is the most popular spell at a fantasy brothel?
Popular spell at a fantasy brothel.
It's not cure disease. What is it?
Everyone thinks it's cure disease, but it's actually minor illusion.
Oh.
One more time?
Does anyone have anything to write with? I want to
One
write
more
that in my
time?
book.
Just say that one more time.
Everyone thinks it's cure disease, but it's actually minor illusion.
Gotta make yourself look better.
I'm honestly ashamed
And suddenly,
that my brain
makes
don't do
sense.
that.
and
That
suddenly
makes
a
sense.
charlatan company is born.
What's a double You know, maybe they cater to the clergy. I don't know.
Yes.
Wow. It's not a clergy I want to be part of.
That's what a devil does when he makes an innuendo. It's a devil entendre.
What?
Oh,
Keep trying.
Yeah, that's right. You like that one, huh? Gave me credit.
You know,
Pat me on the back.
I want you to keep trying.
How else?
Can
How
I
else
keep
am I
it?
going to maintain?
I knew I should
My
have prepped
ineptitude.
silence today.
Don't worry. I got you.
All right.
I don't bother casting silence on him. I just cast deafness on myself. So every time until the door is smiling on.
Nicholas,
Yeah?
being the leader in terms of navigation on where you're going, is there anything specific that you would like to achieve apart from just getting to point A to point B?
Avoiding attention as possible and back entrance.
Okay. Go on and roll a.
You didn't have to avoid attention, dear.
It's a little harder because of these dumb fucks over here. But,
It's like avoiding detection. And I was like, have you seen her?
More in a going paths where sentries aren't really looking. I'm assuming anything in the Barrens is going to hear us and come say hi. But, you know, if there's a guard with binoculars and I know he typically looks over here, I'm going to be like, Turtle, go this way.
It's just like occasionally dropping
Unlike
pieces
this.
of cabbage.
Trying to read. All right.
Go on
Yeah.
and roll a. Being in the Shadowfell, go on and roll a performance.
That's a 26.
Yes. You're very comfortable in your home domain, being reinforced magically through the natural exuding presence of the shadow stuff, along being with a very dominant ruler of the Shadowfell, the Raven Queen's keep. Whether she's there or not at the time is besides the point. You go a little bit more windy path as you pass from one cross section to another, and to you know exactly what you're using. You're using what they're, for simplicity terms, crossroads is what you're using. Sections of area that are magically connected to others through utilization of your base step abilities. You don't have to activate it, it's just naturally connected to other location. So to you, you're just walking from one path to another and you're walking like down the street, for example. But for the rest of you that are watching this and seeing the various different atmospheres change, as you're going from 3 feet of snow as you're trying to move forward, not being able to see much because of your stature, tall trees that are dangling with long branches that are heavily overly burdened with ice and snow, threatening to snap off at any moment, but don't for some reason. And then next you know, a little less of that, a little less heavy on the snow and ice and more powdery as the trees start to separate a little bit, and it immediately becomes like almost like you pass one set of trees and it's just 1 foot of snow, and you turn around and the landscape is not matching to what you just saw.
Are we like? Did we get higher? Did we get lower? Did we get? Is it? It's not as snowy here.
I don't understand this joke.
Oh. I'm still working on that one. Okay. Do you know where we're going? Tower? Right?
I don't dignify that with a response. I keep walking.
Alright, I follow her.
I assume she knows where we're going, so I'm going to not question her ability to do so.
I know she knows where she's going.
Do you?
No.
For the first time in the Shadowfell, seeing the golden kobold.
He steps out of the snowdrift, like,
Perfect imprint of you behind the Just perfect imprint.
Don't forget the extra prophecies.
oh yeah, no, I already talked about it.
What?
It was a thing.
It was a joke that we ran across. It was a perfect line for Vedic. It was
Okay.
There'll be a time for it.
Yep. I just didn't want it to get lost.
like, iced coffee.
I just invented iced coffee.
Yeah.
We'll call it snow coffee.
Really, I invented a snow cone back there. You don't want it though.
I didn't make that.
Yes. It's amazing how many times I can spell Ek in yellow.
And another 2-3 times after that first time, the scenery changes again. Again, just passing through a bit of shrubbery, frozen glacier chunks, followed by part of Earth that you're kind of going into, and then suddenly the scenery changes. You go from a storm-ridden landscape of sideways and slightly upwards because it's bouncing off of any surface that is hits heavy sleet as a heavy snowstorm is currently hitting the area they're in. Then it goes into a beautiful landscape of just never-ending snow, followed by just valleys just covered in powdery snow that is just the perfect and just begging that moment of just sliding down the hill, as many winter stories have done
Pick you
before.
up. Don't let you go.
Making the snow angel. No, I was
I'm walking
happy.
along behind Eck, hoping that he doesn't notice that I've made a rough lean-to by tucking one corner of a tarp in the back of his shell and putting 2 spears at angles to the other corners. I'm just walking along underneath this.
While I am plowing with a shield.
The snow is no longer that. It's only like 1 foot, 1.5 foot.
Oh, okay,
so
no,
it's no
not
longer
bad.
that excessive 3 feet of snow. Though,
Ankle deep.
yeah.
I set you down any time that the weather doesn't invite play.
Which is actually the last one, where you start to hit glacier and ice. As you see spires that curve up and over, that is a combination of ice, stone, and compacted snow. Some of them leaking with water, others not so much, as they're hardened and reinforced by just who knows how long it's been there, and its unnatural means of creation. You're starting to, this is over a course of about an hour, hour and a half. So the scenery changes are like that. And you're hitting the crossroad that you are looking for. The crossroad is connected to a entrance that you're aware of to the keep itself. Though these type of crossroads that are able to lead to such important places in the Shadowfell are usually have a domain keeper, so to speak.
Now you would know that only reptiles are capable of creating perfect snowballs. Our hands don't melt the water, so you get to shape and perfect. Hey, where are we?
I mean, wouldn't that help with me as well? Given that my hands are cold.
He hands you this perfect sphere of a snowball.
Impact it and becomes ice. Is that better? It's a sphere.
So why
Put
would
this in your
I?
coffee.
Why would I have gone towards a place where I know that there's a guard?
Every entrance that you are aware of has some sort of guard. It is entering the domain of the Raven Queen.
Okay. Is there one that's typically guarded by people who know me?
Yes, you can definitely do that.
Okay.
And I'm assuming that you would do that already.
Okay, then yeah, I'm going to, gesture for you guys to hold back a sec. Could you prep an fire arrow thing in case this goes bad?
Certainly.
Should I use the scorch?
Do you want one that's going to
No.
blow up, one that's going to burn, or one that's going to keep burning?
I want one that's not going to hit me and will hit the person next to me.
What'd he do?
Right, what did I do?
No, person!
Huh? Question. Quiet or loud?
Quiet.
Okay, so this is your job.
Yes! That's why.
As I put in a round of darker piece.
And I'm just shaking my head and going.
Not the fragment.
The voice echoing a little too far.
A little farther.
Due to the glacier good luck trek.
Mage hand flings and go.
So,
There's still this a snowball whizzes by.
so click these two.
I was like, since we confirmed it, when you click them, it's also like a little.
There's a little chime.
Sorry, I
Like
interrupted
me.
you.
It's alright. It was the click click.
Yeah,
Quiver words.
seeing this quiver of Oh, it was copper,
Must be cold.
brass, and one other metal, if I remember correctly.
Brass, bronze, and copper.
There we go.
I really hope that
That
it's
has
got
a
good
gear
oil.
at the top of
I
it,
don't
and each
feel the
slot
effects
is actually a gear hole
extreme
that feeds into about a 10-inch top that the arrows disappear,
see
but when
that.
it swings through the other side, it's replaced with other arrows.
So you grab the same place every time.
Wow.
Okay, here's my quick question though. Can it change just one? Is it like, do I have to put my things in 4s? Or can I change just one of them at a time?
You can change the whole thing like 4. Like one change is 4 new ones.
Okay. So I need to like take my different types of arrows and go which 4 are together.
Yeah,
so,
but when they go in,
yeah.
they don't have to be in the order that you placed them in.
Yeah.
You're just like, I want this, this, and this, and it'll
Oh, okay.
yeah, because it's extra dimensional
Awesome.
spaces and stuff
Awesome.
like that.
So,
Well, yeah, that's right.
so I can summon any 4.
Correct.
Yeah, like only one of them has
That
to
would
change
be
at a time.
madness. I'm not going to have you do what I said, 30 spots.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Does this rock look like a hawk's eye to you?
No.
Wow. It's a little far stretched for
It's a
you.
real cool bow, though.
The bow of the
quiver.
quiver. I was gonna say.
Quiver. He also has got a cool bow. Anywho, Nick was
I just got it.
Really?
hearing this conversation in the
I
background.
thought he was making a joke out of the book. I was waiting for the punchline.
No, it's totally a Hawkeye knockoff thing. It is 100% a knockoff.
So am I the Man of Steel?
Oh.
Oh, it's good.
Is it?
No, it's not. It's the wrong universe.
No, we're just gonna start calling you Ferris,
Bueller?
All right.
the Iron Man.
Oh.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
Going through this glacier field, mostly ice, half-melting glaciers that are a bit slick, and then followed by little creeks of water that are forming small little rivers that disappear into oblivion, but you can still hear the water running. You turn around the corner from one of these tall spires of ice and rock, and you find a... not mournful, but a stern beauty of bleak gratitude of what used to be a grove, but has been flash frozen and then been covered in a small powdering, as someone, like almost as if someone took a bunch of...
Salt.
No, I was thinking like topping of a cake where you take the powdered sugar and you dust it. That kind of level
Fresh
of
powder.
fresh powdered
This is like,
snow.
can we, like, this is going to show easy. We're going to walk here, and it's going to be real easy for them to...
You're not there.
She doesn't leave footprints. It doesn't occur to her.
As much. And she's naturally
I don't
dexterous.
prefer totally.
Now shush, before I start hitting you with lightning.
Promise.
He has done this
Promise. This grove of wild, what used to be natural wild plants, flowers, wilted flowers, and long canopy trees, very much like a willow's trees, that is heavy burdened, not overly burdened, but heavily burdened with the snow and ice that have made perfect cylindrical, perfect icicles at each branch and leaf points that are perfectly clear water icicles that reflect and jitter whatever bits of light that is in the Shadowfell that has passes through the trees and makes a small little glitter for each one that has some sort of bleak beauty to it. At the center is this impressively big frozen tree that is this willow-like state. And it doesn't take you long as you walk, knowing that you would walk around the tree to cross the crossroad to wherever you wish. However, this one requires permission for a specific Shadowfell Knight of the Road. And it doesn't take you long as you start looking up the branches, looking at various... make a perception check before I give too much information.
I don't see a thing.
I'm gonna reroll.
Mm-hmm.
That's much better. 24.
24. looking at one icicle to another.
Also, I swapped spells spells and sorcerer points while we were walking.
Easy enough. Being a sorcerer and all that and being in your natural plane, no problem. You notice a couple of the icicles move. Noticing small little fey-like entities, not too dissimilar to fairies, but fairies with no wings. I'm not quite sure what they're actually called, but they seem to, as they're moving, you see start to body-like shapes, but when they stop moving, they collide their body parts to become ice again, in whatever form they desire. And they become almost imperceptibly hard to discern from their surroundings. And you count a good, dozen of them, but there's most likely more that are not moving at this time. But that's not the main thing that you're looking for. There's always going to be things in the hidden spots of the Shadowfell. And you notice perched on one of the branches that is heavily cased with ice and snow, currently lazing about, his back towards the main tree, kind of just sitting one leg crossed over the other. You notice a caped individual of furs and heavy claws, leather armor across his chest, face of a, let me make sure I say this correctly, of a Sutter, I can't, a Shader Kai, I always mess that up.
Shadow Kai.
Yeah. Of a specific type of Eldrin that is more affiliated with the Raven Queen. You're familiar with these individuals. Pointed chin, very pale, long ears, and has that classic gothic streak of black hair across one eye. Followed by a long sword on his hilt. As he kind of looks down, it looks like he's curling a couple bits of leaves together. Probably gonna smoke or something, stuff like that, as he makes eye contact with you. Or, sorry, begins speaking Sylvan right off the bat. Welcome, O weary travelers of Latherna.
Real quick, how far back did I leave them?
I would say 100 feet.
Okay.
And I'm pulling out little fur
Unless
balls. I'm pulling out little fur balls to play around with him while we're waiting.
Okay. You do that.
It's 100 feet.
We'll get to that in a moment. I, Knight of the Road, Shadak High, serve up the Dust Maiden, matron of Ravens, yada yada yada. And he kind of trails off as he kind of looks up as he finishes rolling whatever he's rolling. Oh. Seeing that flare of eyes of recognition from his single eye that is available.
That's all I need. Just one eye.
Well, this is a good day. As he unceremoniously just slides off, very elegantly, of course, and just few feet, dozen feet in front of you.
Do I know him?
You do know this individual, but roll a history check if you know this person's name.
I mean, I should know something to call him.
Yes.
I think that might be the highest I've ever rolled on history. 16.
16? You know this Knight of the Road. This one...
Is the Knight of the Hokey Pokey.
The Knight of the Hokey Pokey, yes, you got it.
He's Knight of the One-Way Street.
You actually know this person's name. This is Zen Shana.
Night of the Living Dead.
Are we buddies?
I mean, she was forced due to your rank to be nice to you.
Wait, she or he?
He, my
Okay.
bad. Specifically, Shadow Knight of the Black Feather.
But we haven't had reason to clash, anything like that. Just one of those,
It's
courtly interaction acquaintance.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
And he's definitely a person that doesn't respect anyone based on that history check. That doesn't have Physical or verbal backbone
Okay.
is how would you politely describe it. It's been a while, some time since you passed through here, conductor of English.
Yes, well, I've been otherwhere. Now I need to go here.
Fair enough. Just you?
No. Individuals behind are intended to accompany, but
There's a snowball fight going.
It's a raging snowball fight.
Seriously?
Just taking handfuls of snow.
there's a master archer. There's a master archer, 2 who are capable of great violence, and 1 who is capable of manipulating time. And as I intend to slaughter my previous patron, I can use their assistance.
There's that backbone. I like it. Understood. However, unfortunately, due to how should I put this?
Glitter.
Some
Go put some glitter in his eyes.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Well, I'm good. Her instruction is if this fight starts, she's going to use her the distract.
Oh, I thought you meant right now.
No, but her irritate ability. That's her instruction.
Yes.
If this goes badly,
Understood.
she's going to throw glitter. In
Due
his
to
face.
unfortunate internal interactions of political events and also gossip, of course, you are no longer allowed to pass with free travel. You will have to pay the toll, of course.
I've never had to pay the toll, so you'll have to be more specific as to what that is.
Oh.
Can it be the turtle?
Can it be the turtle?
Oh shit! Those tigers are really pissed off.
Yeah, probably because it's cold.
Yeah, and I don't think the ape's liking it much either. That's what you're screaming, Neil. As there's 2 tigers and an ape running around.
He's
in
your
the forest
servant,
still.
yes?
He's just playing with a bag of tricks.
Actually, I wouldn't wish him on you. But
Ah, you can't tease someone like that. But fine.
what about a devil?
I was waiting for it.
That's a funny joke.
Make a persuasion check.
Ooh.
At
We
disadvantage,
should get rid of the bug.
I'll explain later.
Does this constitute?
I'm going to reroll. Because the higher one was a 2. That is a 21.
21. Using your sorcery abilities to reroll ability checks that you're proficient with, because BS, but it's also very powerful as a sorcerer. He thinks a little bit, has a little bit of a scowl of devil. I'm not going to say no, but it's very interesting to ask a person of servitude to the Raven Queen herself to accept a devil servant. And if you have one under your servitude, that makes it questionable in nature.
I gesture the devil forward so that way he... The nature is this. The man who I intend to kill has put this realm at risk by making deals with
Elements. Outsiders.
outsiders. That was what I was
Creatures
looking
from
for.
beyond this realm.
Yeah, shut up.
Snowball.
With outsiders, those who come to, and he is legitimately infected as we speak. The entire court is at risk, and
That's quite a claim.
I've made certain agreements in an effort to stay alive long enough to brutally end him.
Make another persuasion check.
Snow catapult.
Jesus, fuck a doodle. I'm re-rolling.
Someone clip that.
It's like a quote, yeah. It's like a quote for the journal.
Thank God. All right, that's 20 plus whatever. This persuasion. So
Yes.
that's a 31.
That's my new text
31.
notification.
When just has 5 outfits.
That is
His
not
eyes going back and forth, seemingly lingering between the very shiny kobold in the distance throwing snowballs and the giant metal man that is currently making a snowman.
And getting hit with getting hit with snowballs, but he doesn't know.
He doesn't really notice it. So there's like just a backplate, there's just like 6 different.
Oh God! And you've missed a couple times, so there's a little outline on what he's building, so he keeps patting those down.
Anyway.
Is it a problem if your snowman is yellow on bottom?
Why do you
Here's
ask?
the thing. Here,
No reason. It's melting over here.
Just rolling. Get a massive boulder.
As you roll the boulder, one side comes up. There's little golden feet on it. Thinking,
as you guys are making a lot of commotion right now, he looks over. Ugard, go play with them. And there's a few seconds go by as he continues the conversation, as you guys stop, as you hear a crunching of branches, breaking of ice, and followed by an ice pillar falling over, and something of leathery wings start flying. As something heavy, dark, massive hits one of the ice pillars that is jetting up 50 feet up into the air that you guys are somewhat next to, as this beast of almost like a lion-like creature with black leathery wings, blue fur, and a mess of just layers upon layers upon layers, like a shark, of jagged pointed teeth. Just
I'm inside of my ball. Just nope.
Kitty!
Sorry if it's a little warm on this side. I'm
Hustling
peeing
inside
a
the
little.
ball.
What is that?
as it looks down to you, as the tongue whips out, it's almost serpent knife. As black smoke just billows out of his maw. I need everyone to make a Constitution saving throw.
even if you're inside a snowball.
I second that notion.
This guy
How are you supposed to get inside a dense packed snowball?
I've been building it for like 20 minutes.
this guy just sicked his pet on us?
As far as, well, make an insight check.
Well, we don't.
We don't know. We just popped up.
No on the snowman thing.
Like, they're doing all this goofy shit. I am literally drawing a bead on this guy the whole time. I realize I'm 100 feet away and probably, well, I don't know, if you want me to roll perception, see if I can overhear
Your passive perception is fine.
Like, so he goes, oh, go play, and then this thing comes and starts breathing on us? Like, that might invite an arrow through the eye.
Possibly. Would you like to do an insight check on
Yes,
this?
I would.
Okay, make an insight check.
Rolling the new die.
Do we recognize the creature?
21.
21, we'll get to that in a moment. 21, hard to say, especially from the distance that you're at. You just saw a little bit of gesture, followed by a whistle. It's very possible that he did. But then again, Shadowfell individuals are not exactly kind with
It looked
them.
like he was coming to attack us.
30,
till
70,
it spit
60,
on
40.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, is like, okay, so I'm like, alright, this guy just did something, and now this thing's attacking us.
him. Well, it landed there. Yes, now it's attacking us. We're not realizing it until
Alright,
it does it. All right, so I'm going to roll for my...
Hold. Before we get to that,
What kind of save is it? Sorry.
do I recognize it?
Yeah, it's a manticore.
Oh, fuck.
Whoa.
It's not very, it's not, he is a knight of the road.
Right.
This is his mount.
Okay.
It's a fucking minotaur.
I'm gonna.
Mount.
We're not done here, and I'm going to cast Detect Thoughts on the Manticore because they're intelligent enough that that works. Which means that I can activate this ability thing. I'm going to use 3 sorcery points, and I need it to make a Wisdom saving throw, which it should have disadvantage on because I used my Shadowfell shard.
Okay.
A lot of big words there. We're not but humble pirates.
Like flag means.
And another wisdom saving throw. We'll get to the constitution saving throw in a moment. So 20 and a 9, so that's a 9 plus 0.
Yes, it fails. It suffers a point of exhaustion
Oh.
because it is overwhelmed with sorrow.
Uh-huh.
At the beginning of
You
each of
fucking
its
sorry.
At the beginning of each of its turns, the creature rolls a d4, performing one of the following actions.
Okay.
Its speed is while it's performing the actions, its speed is reduced to 0. It can't take actions or reactions.
Okay. So as he finishes, the manticore finishes exhaling this black smoke, which constitution saving throws.
All right. I've got my pissed off tigers and the ape as well. Here's mine. Fuck.
Does a 20 get you the +5 for saves?
Yes.
It's a 15.
So you're fine.
34.
Yeah, you're fine. You're really deep in that snowman's ass right now.
24.
Wait, as
24, you're fine.
15 for me.
15, you fail.
19.
You're fine.
And now I have to
those
roll
have
for the
failed.
tigers as well, and the ape.
Oh, okay.
And the lions and dogs.
I'm holding the wrong paper.
8,
There you go.
5, or 8, 3. The only smart one of the bunch.
Sure about that?
I already know that the 2 tigers failed. The ape, being the smart one, has joined you inside the...
Protective snowball.
Well, at least his face is digging into the
I
snowball.
was building a snowman. Little did I know I was actually building a bunker.
So Eck
Because they rolled a natural
and
20.
both tigers, as you guys start coughing, hacking, 2 of you disappear in the snow, and Quinn, being the perceptive one, starts looking around. Both tigers are on the floor, and so is Eck. Not moving.
Yeah, I think I'm shooting.
And then suddenly the manticore is... What was the choice again?
he has to roll a d4.
Okay.
Well, shit.
2.
He's going to wallow in self-pity.
As the manticore just kind of goes... and his face contorts and turns as you see a bit almost like liquid going down its cheek that it immediately freezes due to the proximity of where he is, as he kind of just loses balance a little bit on the side of the structure that he is, and he can kind of just moves himself up as he just kind of he's currently rubbing his head against his paw, and his wings are kind of just fluttering and moving back in, trying to cover himself, and he just looks really
sorry.
It's really sorry.
You guys, don't touch it. Let it cry. We're not done yet.
I did not expect to be done. Don't worry, it was simple gesture of play.
I know how you play, and they're mortal.
How's that,
Does
Michael?
this guy have a piercing of any type?
He's about to.
Yes, actually, on his long ears, there are 3 different piercings that are gold and silver chain that connect down to a raven symbol that's hold his
His cloak.
His cloak,
His
yeah.
cloak.
It's like over-under
I'm
cloak.
putting an arrow through one of those piercings.
Make an attack roll.
Motherfucker.
He just had a manticore breathe on us. 29.
29 hits. Roll your damage.
Oh, I'm not trying to damage him. I'm putting an arrow through the hoop.
Well, okay, let's put it this way. He has arrow catching.
Okay.
Roll damage to see if he catches the arrow. Because right now he sees the
Use the
arrow.
barb when somebody goes, oh shit!
I like the
No,
way
but...
No, I had
No matter.
Because
okay.
to his...
Yeah, you got a freaking
Yeah, to
arrow
his... He
shooting
just has
at
an
him.
arrow coming towards him. He's like, oh, I'm going to catch it.
Yeah, it's 10 damage.
10 damage. He catches it. Thunk.
We can play 2 if that's the way you want to do it.
I do love playing.
I hope I'm sneezing.
Coming out the top of it, like,
That
like,
one was
like
not sharpshooter. That one was not going for damage. It was
Nope.
going for accuracy.
He just caught it. That's
Yeah,
all he
no,
does.
I understand it because
He breaks the arrow.
It would have been 20 damage if I had a sharpshooter.
so there's a great big snowball. Pathetic pops
He caught the arrow, breaks
Got
it
legs.
with one swift of the thumb. I
Start
do
walking
love
the snowball.
playing. But we have a conversation to begin, unless we continue with our playtime.
I would
It's been
like
a
to
while.
finish the conversation, if you don't mind.
I'm gonna go check on Ek. Continue your conversation. I'm going and checking on Ek.
And like the portal's on the ground, and you're like,
Hang on.
this is why I said you don't want to come.
The turtle would be more of entertainment, of
He's not
stupidity.
funny.
Tells jokes.
He's not funny.
But his failure is so much sublime.
Trust me. This is one of the greatest kindnesses I have ever done. You don't want the turtle.
His face kind of contorts kindness. What the hell happened to him?
We've rubbed off on her. Don't worry, the authorities got involved. There was a trial.
You're 100 feet away.
Shut the fuck up.
Very well.
I'm shutting the fuck up.
Back to the devil, then.
Nudge him.
If that would be your tribute towards the Raven Queens and her lack of ire.
Him and the knowledge he carries about the devil initiatives and their planned attacks against the mortal plane.
Really, no.
I command you to speak honestly to all questions that are asked of you.
There's a big, heavy sigh of this barbed just. It begins speaking infernal.
I mean, I can understand him.
Oh, yeah. He's describing the situation on basic information on what's happening on the material plane. And the night of the road, Zenshana. We'll work on the language thing. Make one last persuasion check. At disadvantage, due to other factors.
Not trigger happy ranger, I'm sorry.
I'm going to re-roll that one.
As you can.
That becomes 21.
21.
Worth it.
Says you. I'm going to have to do some more spell spot conversion shit.
Do I need to sign a contract knowing these things?
No.
Very well. I'll allow it to be the first part of the tribute. Put your hand out. And the bard devil kind of looks towards you.
You have to follow his orders. And the orders of all within this domain who make commands of you. Except the Lord of Bitterfrost.
I'd rather have him just for me, thank you.
This is tribute for the Raven Queen, I thought.
Then, as a disciple of the Raven King, let's place it to servants of the Raven. I think that would be quite a chastising remark for someone of such stature. Looking towards the barbed devil.
Servants with the intention that that includes the stable masters, not just the Shadowkai.
Make another persuasion check.
Is this standard or?
Straight up.
Okay. 21.
21? The toll collected is for the Raven Queen. If the Raven Queen and her disciples cannot make use of this, then it is not a toll.
He is for your use. But he is also an example of new forms of suffering that could be used to add to the Raven Queen's glory. It's purely academic. But I would not want the Sorrowsworn to not grow when there's such ample opportunity to learn.
Make one more persuasion check with advantage this time.
Because I'm creepy as fuck. 22.
22. The toll has been collected. You move along, walk around the tree. You'll go where you're needed. As the Barb Devil kind of looks over, as he walks. And as soon as eyesight is lost from him, the footsteps gradually disappear, and he does not walk a hole around the tree. Seemingly disappeared.
All right, everyone get off my ass about the devils. Thank you.
If only I could have heard her say that right now.
Quinn's still trying
Oh,
to
slapping me silly.
Oh no, I've determined that it's not actually going to wake him up next.
Yeah, it's just a good point. But about 5 minutes later,
Like,
That joke is terrible.
Sparks, you want in on this?
so about the end of this conversation, about 4 or 5 minutes,
Yeah.
Ek, you wake up with your head and neck and cheeks sore.
Stop.
Oh, no, I'm no longer hitting you. I slapped you for a good 2-3 minutes, but
That's gonna make you sore.
eventually I just like, oh, okay, I can.
All right.
You confirmed that he was breathing.
Yeah.
I am waking up. I remember. Are you near me?
Probably, roughly.
I get up and go. Where is it? Where is it? And I
You notice it on the
start
top of the
stomping
pyre.
my
It's just
foot.
going.
Boom, boom, boom. That's right. You better cry, you bastard.
How long does this last? I believe it lasts for like a number of hours, right?
The
sorrow, yeah.
the sorrow. 12 hours, or if the target takes damage or suffers an exhaustion.
So yeah, it's just continually just going.
I mean,
And
it could be. It says at the beginning of its turn, it rolls the d4, so it could
It's going
be
back and
cycling
forth.
through
Yeah,
them.
it's cycling
It's
through.
weeping, it's screaming, it's beating itself. It takes off it like I don't know what.
I rage.
It rips off its sitting area for
Okay, yeah, the saddle.
the
and sets it
saddle,
to the
yeah, the
ground.
very saddle that it had on its back. It just rebelliously just rips it off, chucks it down towards you.
The last thing I remember was I was attacked by this creature. I get up and I stomp my foot. Boom, boom.
He's currently
boom.
15 feet up in the air on a ice pillar.
And I rage.
Okay.
Chop down the pillar.
And I go over and I pull out my axe, not my swords,
Okay.
and I start.
I'll be content to persuade him.
Help me get up there now! Boom, boom. I'm smacking away at the ice.
I don't think we want to do that.
Why?
It just attacked us, you idiots.
Eck, it's okay. We've accomplished what we can. Look at how much it's crying. Clearly, it regrets what it did to you, beating you about the face and neck.
Jesus, we're gonna take a break for a moment, right?
Persuasion. It's 22.
What am I rolling?
A insight.
Insight.
Yeah.
Insight. Oh, plus 0.
Yeah.
18.
18.
Yeah, 22. No, heck, don't worry. We've already taken revenge on it for those bruises it inflicted upon your face. At least it's a deception check.
Yeah. Well,
Still a 22.
this is my insight, yeah. Alright.
23.
Fine. Oh, I'm so pissed. So pissed right now. I'll
There's like snot
I'll
bubbles
throw
coming
this
out of his
fucking axe
nose.
at you. I'll throw this fucking axe at you. Don't look away. Look away.
You know, there's some kind of players that they get like an ability to like nobody's ever going to make the insight check for their deception, and then they just start stealing stuff from every NPC they meet and doing all kinds of dickish things in the world that you as a DM are like, God damn it, I hate that he's doing that. And then there's people like me that just start fucking with my own party.
Are the tigers still out?
Yeah, they're still out. They're awake. They're kind of sitting, waiting command, looking up towards the sniveling, crying, depressed
They're awake.
manticore.
They're awake, looking at it.
Yeah, they woke up about the same time. You
Oh,
did.
all right, good.
Since you were showing aggro against it.
Since when do you have pet tigers?
Oh, that's right. You haven't. No.
I'm like over there like petting. Like that's the thing. The thing that got me to stop slapping you was the fact that I could pet the sleeping tiger.
Oh, you slapped me. Wait, it slapped. Oh, I got you.
No, out of character. The thing that got me to stop slapping you.
Bullshit. I call bullshit.
I never said such a thing.
I call. Fuck you.
It's funny.
Hey, maybe during the time of this,
It was a dream, a terrible dream. I thought you were lying to me. I'm sorry, buddy.
Forgive me.
No, I'm sorry. God.
With that going on in the distance, along with the manticore screaming into oblivion and crying and like,
I'm not the only one who should be embarrassed.
Yeah, I'm
right?
like,
So beautiful that was.
then Anna is just like, what the hell did you do to my pet?
He's sad.
Yes, clearly.
One might say he's mastering his grief.
Wow.
I've never heard you refer to as that.
There's a reason why I liked you a little bit. Not too much, though. Don't let it go to your head. Well, get the rest of your servants and allow them to pass through. You may enter.
Guys,
Arms just go out of the snowball and just run to the snowball.
There's still a head coming out of the There's little metal feet with the snowball and Bennett's head coming out the top of it.
You look away.
Slowly falls away, just grab the kobold.
Oh, and, good luck.
sure you've noticed I shouldn't be relying on my luck.
Naturally.
Just used another rage.
And as you guys start to walk around the
resource
circumference of the tree itself, with this willow-like aspect with the various ice shards that are dangling from the tree branches, eventually and rapidly, as you do a full circle around the tree, the scenery changes again. You're no longer looking at a frozen meadow. You're no longer looking at snow. You're no longer looking at glacier ice. You're now looking at a black and hardened stone of a fortress, standing backside towards a sheer cliff, maybe a few steps away from it, from your backsides that are going straight down to oblivion. That is of nothing but ice, jagged rocks, and death below. You seem to be standing in the center of a long courtyard that has collapsed and been sheared off midway in the center of the courtyard that has fallen to oblivion, probably broke below, hundreds, if not thousands of feet below. These walls that line the courtyard, that is a combination of black stone and hardened ice, of blues, purples, and darker hues that seem to, at first, nothing but natural anarchy, but when you start to look a little closer, seeing the etching and scroll work of more religious texts and abilities. Let's change that. You need to stop. There we go. Of religious texture, meanings, insight, though none truly telling what of its symbolic nature of it truly means, at least not to most of you, or any of you, actually. This whole tall structures go on for, just the walls here, go on for a good 100 feet tall walls that join up with the rest of the structure of the various towers, buildings, pathways, and long center area that make the very keep itself that was looming from a distance now overbearing towards you as the wind itself kicks up, as the snow flurries that are landing on the floor at quicking paces but quickly get blown away, being on the top peak, the highest peak of this domain, as if the wind bites at every exposed flesh that you have on your bodies. Even though you're protected by magical equipment means, even then it is bone chilling up in these parts.
And my
as is,
tigers and ape are utterly pissed, if not.
oh, we'll get to that in a moment. As if the very keep itself gives a cold-hearted, uncaring hello to all of you as you approach. At the end of this long corridor, about 50 feet in, actually more like 100 feet in, it's a rectangle, is a singular, tall, double-door entry point that seems to be guarded by 8 armored individuals of humanoid standing.
Do I recognize them?
Yes. These armored, ornately armored full-plate individuals that have blue flames and lights trickling from in between the cracks of their armor and also their faceplate that have no body inside. Let me make sure I name them off correctly. These are the monolith footmen and champions. Not the guardsmen of the Raven Queen herself, but guardians and protectors of the Shadowfell Court.
Okay. How does one typically get past them, as I would have done once upon a time?
Yeah. Invitation.
I mean, I have an invitation.
Yes.
Okay. So, I present the rose as one does when...
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Walking forward,
The tigers.
make a Constitution saving throw for each one.
Okay, and the ape. All right.
They're not people. They're just...
I gathered that from the suits of armor with flames.
Yeah. Well, you asked if they were friends of mine. And... Not
people can be friends too.
That's-
I've got friends that are not people.
I was going to...
The highest roll was a 14.
They're your friends?
As you look back, they're not moving.
Maybe a strong
You
word.
look backwards, and they're not moving.
They're just.
Yeah, you take a few steps forward, and you're like... And you notice a tiger kind of... And then the other tiger's kind of hunched down. And the monkey is kind of like...
Oh, they didn't have permission to enter.
seemingly frozen solid.
They don't have worm spells.
I didn't have cloaks for them. I kind of.
They didn't have worm spells.
Sorry. You know what? I'll just send you back. Sorry.
Yeah, you
They're already dead.
Make a perception check real quick.
just tearfully smashing them to pieces. Like, you know, there's a command word that never mind. Like, you could just say, go home.
No, better make a perception roll.
Quiet. No, we need to be quiet. We need to not draw attention.
That's beating senselessly fake creatures to death.
Can someone invent aspirin, please?
What was your perception
Oh,
check?
good. Okay, I'm really good at perception, actually. 19.
19. After the first and second tire, you notice the eye of the monkey.
Oh, shit.
Is apparently still alive, just frozen in place.
Stop!
Can I do this one? Can I do this one? I've always wanted to.
Well, I was saying
There's now instilled fear on the eye of this monkey. The rest of the body can't move, but just the eye.
Very wide eye.
This monkey's gonna remember you.
Now what do I do? I'm sorry, tigers.
I believe there's a command
Here,
word
I'm
that
gonna
sends
pick you
them
up.
home.
There is?
Shh! Don't tell him.
To date, he's always killed every single one of them up until the point
It's
that
true.
they're gone.
I don't think any of them have survived.
Like, all these times, like, okay, the animal's gone. All right, just murders them.
Yes.
The whole time, like, be gone, and they're back in the bag.
That is exactly how he's done it every single time. He's always murdered
Now I'm
them.
going to
Flashback to when he told the monkey to jump off
if
the
you can
freaking
tell
sky
me
ship.
how you want to go home.
His eyes kind of just like is gyrating in fear.
He would be frothing were he able.
Send him home?
I want to crush a monkey.
What is a cliff about 2 feet behind you.
You're right. I have a much better idea.
Do you want to stay here? Do you want to stay here?
Could you just do it, please? So we can go.
No, because I'm thinking of the relative size of an ape and a kobold. No, you can't just do it.
No, I can't just do that. He'd be like, no, you don't want to do that, do you?
You've done it all the other time.
No, they've actually jumped off. I didn't have to do it.
He's gonna push him off into oblivion.
Oh god. Okay, so that is a
standing there in his shop.
that is a
I had
6,
words,
which
we don't
means
want
that my
it,
strength
so
check was a
land
4.
on it.
So allow me to hang on.
Hold on. I've got it. Okay.
The floor is very slick.
I'm going to face away from X so I don't have to waste a subtle spell thing. But, because, he's distressed and whatever. So, and I am going to minor illusion. Just let the kobold kill me.
Make a sleight of hand check. Make a deception check, even better.
Okay.
Make a perception check,
Is that
David.
your sound?
Minor illusion. Do you make sounds?
You can do a sound. It just has to be short.
Yeah, it has to be short, yeah.
13.
Oh, thank
Wait. No, hold on. Perception. Okay, 14.
22.
I rolled like shit.
I
David,
didn't do
due to
great.
your spectral connection to a spiritual animal yourself, you're able to hear this ape talk. It's asking for a quick death. As you see a kobold just kind of...
trying to push this monkey over.
That's not quick.
It will be if you just help me push.
Do it.
I don't
Do
want
it.
the magic girl is crying.
It'll all be over soon. It's fine.
Its eyes kind of going up and down, left and right, looking at the various people next to it.
I am nowhere near this kerfuffle, and I wondered what the fuck is going on.
You
Ben,
help
like
him
gets
push
a
it.
sword. You don't know where it is. Like wedged him in. Trying to
Roll
walk
strength
over.
with advantage.
I walk
never
over.
make that roll.
I just walk over with my shield. All three of them.
Oh, two of them are
There's
shattered into
He
pieces.
broke 2,
Oh,
started
okay.
crying, and he's trying to kill this
That's a
other.
13.
13. As you get the sword down, you're like, it's falling over! And you notice his one finger sparks kind of just pushing the top of the head. As this ape unceremoniously still frozen eyes. Then suddenly goes over the edge.
I'm looking at over the edge.
A solid 30 seconds later, you see pieces.
Okay, now we go.
Wiley Cody.
All right, can we say a little
While we walk.
little homage to our friends?
Once was a monkey in ice.
There's now
His end wasn't particularly nice.
There's now a dozen or so
Went over the
hooded
cliff because
figures
it's so stiff.
looking over the wall. There's now about over a dozen or so each side of the wall of this fortress of black hooded figures kind of looking over. No faces in the shadow, but just kind of
Please
looking
go.
over at this spectacle.
Please go.
As one of them just kind of goes. A couple are almost like chuckling, and others are just dead silent.
Shit, that's fucked up.
Wow, they belong here.
Half the Fae are like, wow, they did great. Half the Fae are like, that poor girl, she's traveling. And I'm just like, please.
You can
Oh, God.
All right, we're walking.
Nick West being. I just have a scene with the Nick West being the popular girl, followed by the circus in town. Their parents come over and stuff like that. And you
Like
can
at a
just
certain point, I'm like standing there and I just collapse into a pile. Like, we're never going to get there. I'm gonna die in this hallway.
Pick her up, put her in the shield. Just walk.
Along the roads. Here we go.
Just trying to guide us.
The three of us are walking. I think that went rather well.
I see the splash at the end. I didn't get Fey creatures had that much blood in them. It was incredible.
He's weeping, you're expounding, you're self-congratulatory, and I'm dying
It was an ape! Why are we crying about an ape? It's not a party member, it's an ape!
I don't think we've cried.
We didn't cry when Drake. We didn't cry when Drake got kidnapped. Why are we crying about an ape?
I thought it was going to be nice.
Why are you crying about an ape?
Thank you.
You're trying to pour some out for the ape, and it freezes before it hits the ground.
We destroyed the entirety of Ground accidentally. You didn't cry for any of those. There's a lot of doors there. You know,
Not draw attention.
that's God. That shit exploded.
The entire plane is there like, what's up with these fuckers?
I'm just not trying. I'm broken.
Brava.
Why? Don't draw attention. Yes, we're walking. Why? Don't draw attention. Just keep walking.
Shit's fucked, man. Shit's fucked. Stealth is not in my repertoire.
It's not a matter of
But I got something better for it. Remember, kids, if you ever thought about running a D&D game, this is what you have to look forward to. Some will say fantastic. Some will say, oh God, no. You know, I wrote these conditions of being in the Shadowfell, followed by the Raven Queen and all that. I'm like, oh shit, they got winter gear. They're never gonna see this.
And then I came along.
I hurt.
I have, it's sad. I've never had them survive more than a day.
I feel like this is more about you than it is about them.
only last a day, Sparks. They only last a day.
Turn the guards up around the corner. The Inquisition really be a lot quieter.
I'm just like gripping motherfuckers trying to shut it.
So, from your perspective, I can only imagine for you right now, this is like those times when we were doing the Sea Lion and Otter show at SeaWorld, and the sea lions wanted fuck all to do, and just wanted to swim around and roar at things. Yeah, that's what you're trying to put on a show, and these fuckers.
Oh man.
So,
you know what? Fuck it. I'm taking a hit of my dust of deliciousness. I'm done with you guys.
So her dust of delicious.
Just drop the wisdom.
Lines of dust.
So I'm going to explain something now,
No, I'm
because I'm
serious.
going to
That
add to
fucking
it.
happened.
Alright, so Nicholas, you are very aware that there is a social structure in this place, being the Shadowfell and also being the Unseelie Court. It is not uncommon. You have, there is quite literally here.
I'm just occasionally putting marshmallows into the hood of my cloak.
If I ever go to the plane where these Fae that I come from, I'm going to get killed
Here.
unceremoniously.
That's here. Sparks, that's here.
So there's things
We're
called,
the Shadowfell, not the Feywild.
there's things called shadow
It's all
points.
fang. Like the Shadowfell is just the underside.
Everything in the
Do not shush me. I will lick your forehead on camera.
No, I'll explain it later.
Good chunk.
You eventually get to the front door.
3 hours later.
Oh, does that mean my dust of deliciousness wore?
So, at the front door, as you're looking at these armored individuals, 7 foot tall each for the smaller one, these footmen that have both of their swords drawn as blue flames are trickling. There is no solid blade, but it is a blade of fire, a blue fairy fire, as far as you can see. That is a odd type of
Fairy fires and fairy fire, or fairy fires and...
spectacle fire.
Got it.
Yeah. But it does have a glare to it. As their swords are always drawn, always at the ready, and always at the moment. As they're currently at stance, blades crossed for the 6 that are on size, either side, that are 7 feet tall, ornate armor, and then the 2 that have the most ornate armor of platinum chest plates, full plate armor, gold and silver that are into their symbols of rank, if they would even have that kind of rank. But as you see at the area where skin would be exposed, and especially the footmen where their entire face would be exposed, it's just blue flame trickling from the inside. Two of the footmen, and then the larger ones that are an impressive 9.5 feet tall,
bonus action
that are currently standing at these ornate doors. As both of them begin to speak in this guttural tone, and that's almost, no, not guttural, but almost like eerie, echoey into the abyss, that seems to be communication from almost like in between planes of reality in Sylvan, but the vibration in your bones gives the intent in what they desire. But seem to be towards you, since you were the one with the invitation.
Right.
Welcome, conductor of anguish. Who are your servants in their names?
Oh, I know they don't mean us.
Vedic, manipulator of time.
For the sake of this, yes, they do.
Quinn is
Master of the Wilds.
Master of the Wilds.
By my own humble admission.
Hey.
We
should
have
be me.
Ek, my jester, and
Eck of Strongback.
and Sparks, the man of iron. What are you made of?
Swiss Army knife.
Emissary of the... What is the
Iron's close enough, I guess.
Okay, man of iron.
Man of iron.
True names are not to be provided.
I am...
Do you need lesser companions also?
Yes.
This is Charles. It's just Charles. What's your...
Just
I need the Lady of the Marshmallows. That's her name.
her lady of
Master of
Marshmallows.
the Hunt.
Bumble, rumble, drumble, loop.
Doing the
Bumble Rumble Drumble Loop, Lady of the Marshmallows.
Oh, I can't write that fast.
And then there was Bob and Harry the Tigers.
No,
They don't exist anymore.
I know.
quiet jester.
I have a multi-handed snake, but I don't think we've seen... I don't know whatever even happened.
You keep your multi-headed
what was
snake
yours?
in your
What was
robe.
yours?
Master of Time.
Master of Time, thank you.
Multi-headed or handed?
Keep your multi.
He-
Don't you dare reach down there.
He gave me a thing a while back. It was supposed to be a
And
familiar.
what was the fairy's name?
He's
Rumble, rumble, whatever the fuck.
No, the title,
Lady of Marshmallows.
Lady of Marshmallows.
Theoretically, I have a familiar. It's just...
That's not her true name, is it?
Literally just a... Okay.
Because I know that you did a
Make
thing
them-
where you bound
Okay.
her.
Use 100 hands.
But I
Every
don't-
time you speak a name and a title, the same blue line goes back, and again, and again, and again.
Our invitation is being recorded.
It's not like he doesn't know I'm coming.
And followed by,
For quality assurance. Or,
as the last one goes, even though there's nothing
Is
written
that
in the
with us?
air, it seems to hover over a
It would
location.
be in a pocket dimension. Like, I've never pulled it out.
Do things in pocket dimensions need to be listed?
Are they your servants?
Does this thing have a name?
Oh, that thing's gone.
Is it? It's gone.
Yeah.
Okay.
As soon as you didn't feed it, it
Okay.
went peace.
I thought this was a hey, you get a new optional familiar type.
Yeah, but it's currently at your house eating all the rats.
Okay, well, you went with that. No, it's not
If
here.
at some point you want to cast Summon Familiar again, you can summon.
Yeah, you
Okay.
never went through the process.
We have rats?
Not anymore.
Occasionally in the background, you saw a couple of rats lifted into the air screaming because they got mage hand on it.
Had rats.
I'm uncomfortable.
But
The eating thing is good, though. Keep him there.
the lines, and you see it outlined several times again, faster and faster until you hear Quinn, master of the hunt. As all single remaining guardsmen seem to look towards Quinn.
That was eerily appropriate.
That was strange.
Did you fart or something?
What
No,
did you
he's
do?
Master of the Wild.
What'd you do? Did you
Master
fart?
of the Wild, I
Did you
misheard.
fart?
Well, yes, but that's not why.
Oh, they're looking at you.
I'm rewriting.
He dealt it.
I'm huge in outer planes.
You stay
The
about
main
same size.
horseman looks towards Nicholas. Are you aware that you have a slave of the City Council?
What?
What?
Green Warden.
Alliances have been made as needed, and people have been taken as required.
Make a persuasion check. At disadvantage, but that doesn't mean much for you.
You motherfucking what?
I don't know how many times I've said Green Warden and no one's caught on, so
Does that surprise you?
no.
I mean,
This group, no.
I don't pay attention to the lesser races.
oh,
Here. Add 8 to that.
Alright. I was just sad about the 20 going to waste, but the 16 can have an 8 with it, and then we'll also add
What did
the
you use?
6.
Part of inspiration.
okay.
So that's a 30.
Just checking. 30.
Wow.
The head seems to, one by one, almost like outer ring to inner ring, in unison, start going back to their default poses of looking straight forward. Welcome to the Unseelie Court. You may enter.
I haven't been here in years.
You've been here?
This is a place.
Don't let them. No, we're not.
Two 9-foot-tall champions, simultaneously with their great swords in one hand, take the either hand, mirroring each other, and begin to open up the chamber. As there's almost a negative pressure open up, as you hear flapping of feathers, gathering of crows, and cawing in the distance. That now you did not notice at this time, but various ravens just perching all over the place that initially you thought were just part of the stone structure, but then they started moving and cawing and flapping their wings and flying over your head as you are beginning to open the door.
Was that persuasion or deception?
Doesn't matter. You're rocking.
I care because it's a 35 if it was deception.
It's up to you.
I mean,
But
it was very obviously a lie.
Well,
Okay,
it's a lie.
Like,
it would be a
The alliance
deception.
hasn't been made.
I mean,
You and I have aligned ourselves with each other.
I guess.
It's
The
one of
implication
those-
was definitely that you were the servant, though, because I had already decreed you to be one.
In this
Yeah.
instance, I am subservient to you because we are in your domain, not mine.
We
you
don't
want to
need,
go to the
I
Sealy
mean,
Court? I'll be the first one pouring the wine.
I just
'cause
want it to be a 35. Can we just have it be a 35?
it can be a 35.
It's one of those things. It's like it kind of is a lie, kind of not a lie. It's one of those. You roll sufficity, and those that were watching, but did not hear the names. Your titles have been granted, and you are now entering the domain.
You're the jester.
And we're going to end tonight's session right there.
Wow. Okay. Woo.
So, just to make sure that I have it right, we have your familiar, which is the Lady of Mushrooms, Marshmallows. We got Vedic, Master of Time, Quinn, Master of the Wilds, Sparks, Man of Iron, Ek, the Jester, and then Charles, Just.
Charles the Just!
Because you said Charles, just Charles.
Yeah.
So he
Charles
took,
Just.
being a construct, he is like,
No, that's
Just.
totally. I'm good with it.
yeah. All right, making sure I got that down because that's important in this domain.
Just for so everyone's aware, a gathering of ravens is known as an unkindness.
Yep. Yep.
Wow, that's interesting.
You're well read.
I googled that shit just now.
Not bad.
I knew it was something that would be kind of foreboding. The,
With
Because I knew it
murders
wasn't
and
a murder.
assassins.
Yeah.
and-
Yeah.
Murder crows.
the murder of crows.
It's an
Highness of
assassination
It's a
of...
congress of monkeys.
It's also a Congress of Owls.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, on that note, with the,
Anyways,
we're going to end tonight's session right here, and we're take a break. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you don't get too offended with that monkey. Until then, wait. Good day, salutations. No, wait. My ending one is
stay safe.
Stay
so
healthy.
long, stay safe, and stay healthy, everyone. I still fucked it up.
And
Until
keep
next
on
time.
rolling.
And keep on rolling. Come on, it's been a month.
It's your outro. It means you don't practice that shit in the shower.
Bye. Bye.